Well, good morning or afternoon, depends on where you are. It is the afternoon here, but it's a little bit of the morning for me. I kind of slept in just because I'm a little beat up from jiu-jitsu training. I needed the extra rest. But I'm just hanging out here with my dog, and he's gonna help me get the car unloaded and packed up for a little road trip. So this will be the first road trip that we will be able to put up on YouTube, and kind of excited to do it. And we'll talk about range and efficiency and all that stuff. But we'll be taking the Plaid. We've taken the Pink 3 on plenty of road trips. But yeah, just wanted to start this video off with letting you know what the plan is, and we'll see you guys on the road. Cheers. Now we're just starting to get the car packed up, and with me, in my case, I prefer to haul a spare tire on a road trip. And so we're going to be doing that, and we're going to take a full-size jack with us just in case. And so it'll be stored there in the bottom of the lower trunk. And yeah, like I'm headed up into northern Arizona. We're going to go to California and you don't want to get a flat tire on a Sunday when there's no tire shops open, and you don't want to be stranded 50 miles out of town waiting for a tow truck to come get you. So in my case, I prefer to do it, even though it might not be necessary. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Now, also, when I travel, I like to be fully prepared. So we've got about every adapter in here that you can imagine. Let me just get the shadow, my body's shadow, out of the way of the sun here. But we've got every possible adapter that you could need. And then we've got our adapter for supercharging, and then our adapter for slow charging. So I like to be prepared. You never know what could be expected on your journey. And up in northern Arizona in Sholo, there are no Tesla superchargers. They absolutely need to put one out there. But there's an Electrify America, and we'll have to use that adapter to charge in Sholo, Arizona. So thought I'd just show you my adapter kit, and yeah, we're super prepared. Also, these two main adapters right here, I kind of like to keep them in the side pocket over here, where they're super accessible, as opposed to maybe back in here, because the spare tire is going to end up sitting on top in this area. So we want easy access for those two particular adapters. We also want easy access to cleaning supplies, so glass cleaner and paper towels for cleaning bugs off of windows. We want easy access for those things, so they'll be going on that side storage pocket as well. Nothing like a set of rubber gloves in case you do need to change a tire. You won't have to get back into your car with dirty hands. Now, this privacy cover, it's super duper nice, but we do not need it for this particular trip, so we're going to go ahead and pull it out. And we'll stow our spare tire here on the plastic mat, and our luggage back behind that on the folded seats. All right, so we're about to load up our spare tire for travel, and actually it's the track day wheel. But look at all the dirt this thing has collected just by rolling it out to the car. I mean, these things are super duper sticky. I haven't even had them on the car yet, so I have big expectations for these tires on track day. And but in the meantime, it's going to act as a spare for us in case we get a flat tire. All right, spare tires in the car, and all of our luggage will go all around the tire wherever it needs to be. All right, you guys, so it's looking like the car is all packed. I'll just kind of show you what we got going on right here. Under this white cover here is the tire. We covered it so that we don't you know, scuff up luggage and whatnot, and we don't end up with tire marks on our luggage. But we've got our two main travel bins here with all of our clothes. I've got a gym bag here because I plan to swing by and do a little bit of jiu-jitsu while I'm up in Sholo. I think they've got some classes I can drop into up there. Backpack, it's got toiletries and stuff like that in there at the moment, but it's mostly going to be used to carry water when and refreshments while we're hiking. We plan to swing by in LA and actually hit the beach. So that's just a little beach blanket cover, portable covers. And then we've got refreshments here, some cantaloupe there. And then if we come around, we basically packed a bunch of food to take because we'll be staying in a cabin and whatnot. So the floorboard of the back seat is completely full. And we're about ready to make this trip. Now let's go ahead and go inside of the car and talk to you a little bit about trip data, because as you can see here, we're about 99% charged. So let's see what we got going in the navigation and we'll talk to you about that. All right, so as you can see here, we're going from Tucson, Arizona, all the way up north to Show Low. It is a 3-hour and 50-minute drive. We'll be cutting through Globe and going up that way. As it shows here, we will get there with about 33% charge. So it's going to take about 65% of the battery to get up there. I think Show Low's at about 6,500 feet. Tucson's 2,500. So for 200 miles and another 4,000 elevation gain, that's about how much battery we're going to use. So once we get up there, we actually plan to go to the Four Corners and do some traveling up in northern Arizona as well. And when that time comes, we'll show you data for that. So we're just about to hit the road and we'll see you on the road. All right, you guys, one last thing before we actually hit the road. I just want to talk about displayed mileage when battery's at 100%. So if Tesla has low-key adjusted their EPA ratings here in the dash, as well as their website online when you're looking at the vehicles. So when I first bought the car, it said that the car would get 340 miles of range and that the long range Model S's were getting 400, right? So if you go into Tesla's website now and you look at the long range, it's showing 380 and it's showing the Plaid down to 315 if I'm not mistaken. Now this car in the Tessie app under battery health conditions, it's showing that the battery has about 5% degradation. So that about equates, if you do the math there, 5% of 300 is 15 miles. So so that 315 is now 300 miles based on degradation. So I told you guys, I'm going to be a nice long-term case study because my conditions are a little bit different. I told you that we plan to do a lot of tracking with the car, a lot of drag racing, long distance trips, supercharging, and as you already know, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I don't have garage parking. Oh, my tint is scratched to hell right there. So there's my Model 3. So unfortunately, these vehicles sit outside in the middle of summer in Arizona when temperatures are in between 110 and 120 degrees. So if you're interested in terms of seeing like how the car holds up and how the battery holds up over the next 10 years, then you definitely want to subscribe to this channel. The other cars, the Model 3 and the Model Y actually have about 10 and 15% or something like that. I'll do a separate video on those cars, but right now I just wanted to kind of give you guys a view of how much mileage the car shows when it's 100%. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and hit the road. I'm so excited. All right, you guys, so we're on the road. We're trying to get outside of the Tucson city limits. We've got coffee in tow. It's almost gone actually, but I'm hoping we get far enough out of town that we can actually get to a place where we see a really nice sunset. So if we're able to do that, we'll get it for you. Otherwise, we'll see you in Show Low. Peace.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to
All right, you guys, we just made a quick stop off for a potty break here in Kearney, Arizona. Just wanted to give you guys a little update in terms of battery estimation. So when we left the house, we were estimated to arrive in Kearney with 33%. Halfway through the trip, it's saying we'll get there with 28%. The car has mostly been driving in full self-driving, and it's been driving in chill mode. So the speed limit out here is about 65 miles an hour, and it really hasn't done more than 5 miles over the speed limit in chill mode. So just a little 50% trip progress update, and we'll see you in Sholo, Arizona. Peace.
Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't.
Alright, let's check out the inside of this little cabin. So when you first walk in, you've got the kitchen here. Some cabinets, and then this, there's a little dining table here. Here's the living space, and this is the best part about it, actually. Nice little fireplace. Then you got the 2 rooms down there and a restroom. The wife is hiding in there now. She's using the restroom because we just got here. And yeah, nice little cabin. We'll show you more of it in the morning when there's some sunlight. But that's it for our road trip at this moment, and we'll see you in the morning. Peace. Good morning from Sholo, Arizona. We're just hanging out here in the log cabin, and as you can see, there's other cabins around. It's a really gorgeous morning. We plan to do a little hiking this afternoon. Probably get into some jiu-jitsu in the evening when the sun goes down. But it's just so gorgeous out here, and it's a big change in scenery from 2,500 feet where Tucson is, where it's just dust and desert, to these beautiful pine trees. It's so nice. So it's really nice. We're able to get away once a year out here, and I really do enjoy it. And I think that the beginning of February is probably a little better time to come, because you can end up with some snow. At the end of February, it starts to get a little too warm. But anyways, this is my morning coffee backyard view. Hope you guys enjoy it, and we should actually go see how much charge the car got overnight. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our charging situation. So we're plugged into a 120 volt, 12 amp regular house plug over there. We're flashing green here. So, and we've been charging for about roughly 14 hours. And it looks like we are at about 38% here. So 12 hours. That's about 15% that we've added. So, and let's just take it at 10% for 12 hours, right? So 10%, so 20% for 24 hours. So talking about 5 whole days to charge this car from 0 to 100%. And then if you're only using about 50% of the battery, like if you're charging from 30% to 80%, then you're looking at about 2.5 days to fully charge, like on a regular charging habit schedule, right? Of 20 to 80 or 30 to 70 or vice versa. So if you don't do a lot of commuting and you don't do a lot of driving, that could actually work. But it won't work for me in my personal situation. As you guys noticed from previous videos, I have to have a level 2 charger. I drive way too much. So in any case, that's kind of the charging situation. If you're wondering if you need if you only have access to like a regular home outlet, that's kind of what you're looking at charging wise. All right. Now we do have some plans to travel from Sholo to the Four Corners of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. And so I'm going to map that out in the navigation for you, and we'll talk about that. All right, you guys, I just want to talk to you briefly about a trip that we have planned from Sholo to actually go visit the Four Corners here. And as it stands now, if we were to actually leave now with the battery at 40% state of charge, we would actually stop in Holbrook before we got to the Petrified National Forest. Then from there, we'd have to stop in Gallup, New Mexico to charge. Then the Four Corners, and then we'd have to swing back around and make 2 more stops in order to get back to Sholo based on the car's navigation data. So if we're looking at something like this, right? We come up here, we swing in through New Mexico in order to get to the Four Corners. Because the thing is we can't go through Navajo Nation. There's no chargers along that route. The chargers are marked around Navajo Nation. So it's not as convenient. And chargers are a little like spread out over here as well, right? In the upper Arizona. So, you know, this is kind of what the route is looking. It keeps shrinking out. So we come here to Holbrook, charge up, hit Petrified National Forest, and then we'd have to swing out over here to Gallup, New Mexico, drive up to the Four Corners, come back here, which is a little bit out of the way, in order to make our way back down into Sholo. So that is the trip we are planning for tomorrow. And we hope to do a little sightseeing. And if there's anything interesting worth sharing, we'll certainly share that with you guys. So that's our plan for tomorrow. And it's possible we don't come back to Sholo tomorrow because it's about 4 hours to actually get to the Four Corners from Sholo. And we're stopping off at the Petrified National Forest. So there's a really good chance that we don't come back to Sholo. We end up finding a hotel somewhere out here. And then Sunday, we are changing all of that up, and we will be going to Los Angeles to go visit Unplugged Performance. So let's just add them. Now that's a 470 mile drive from here. And if we left Sholo with 40%, we'd have to make 3 stops, right? So we have to cut across to Payson, and that would actually take us back down through Phoenix. And that's what it's looking like. We'd have another stop here in Quartzsite. That would get us to Indio, yep. And then we'd get to LA from there. So that's what our Sunday trip is looking like. And it's noon now. This says 9:50 p.m. So that's about a 10-hour drive that we have to make on Sunday. So we'll be sure to share it all with you guys. And that's all we have for now. We're planning to do a little bit of hiking this afternoon, and then you know, I'll do some jiu-jitsu this evening, and then yeah, those are our trips that we have planned for the rest of this week. So that's all we got for this in terms of the navigation, and we'll talk to you in the next component of this video. All right, we made it to our hiking point, and we are at a spring trail, and supposedly there's some really nice views. So if we find any nice views, we'll show you.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my...
All right, we made it back from our walk. It was a good one. It wasn't too long. We wanted to take it nice and easy, especially because I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu class later this evening. So I gotta save some energy for that. Plus I'm also at a higher elevation. So I have a feeling that I'll be sucking some eggs in jiu-jitsu class. I typically train at 2,500 feet in Tucson, and we're at about 62 up here in Sholo. So it'll be interesting to see how the cardio handles up here. But we're gonna go home, grab some lunch, and then take it easy for the most day because we plan to hit the road again tomorrow. So we'll see you in the next clip. Good morning. We're just having a little coffee and we're out in the backyard of the cabin. There's the way up the stairs to the back porch. There's a grill up there and some seating, and it's a nice place to kind of come sit out and have a little morning coffee, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I just kind of want to give you guys an update. It looks like we are not going to be going to the Four Corners, which I was kind of excited to do. The reason why we're not doing that is because of drive time. It's 4 hours there, 4 hours back, about 3 charging stops. And so we're trying to minimize our road time. Actually, we still have to drive to LA, which is 10 hours. Then we have to drive home, which is another 9. And so, however, we do have plans to actually go up there in the future. We do come out to Sholo pretty often, or not often, but you know, once or twice a year. And so we're talking about doing that the next time we come up. Now, the other thing is today we're going to go to the petrified forest. We're going to make a day out of it, and I'm excited to do that. There's driving to scenic views. There's a little hiking and stuff like that, and we're pretty excited to do that. So when we get out there, if there's nice views to see, we'll certainly make sure to show that to you guys. And then the last thing is plugging into the 110 outlet has been sufficient. You know, we arrived here with 23% Tuesday night. I'm getting about 10% for every 12 hours, which is happening overnight. We only did one driving trip yesterday, which was to go hiking. And then I went to jiu-jitsu class later in the evening. So we're getting by on the regular standard home outlet. But we're going to be going to the petrified forest. It's about an hour away. Chances are I'll stop and supercharge on the way. And we'll show you what that navigation data looks like here in a second. Cheers. All right, you guys, so let's just look at our navigation data for the petrified forest. So it's not too far away. It's only about an hour drive. And in terms of doing a round trip, the car is suggesting that we stop in Holbrook to charge. We should only spend about 10 minutes there to charge. That's enough charge to get us to the forest and back home round trip. And we would actually arrive back in Show Low with 20%. But I'm going to take advantage of supercharging, and let's see, there's about a difference of 27%. So I'm going to actually bump this up. I want to show back up with 60%. And then if I plug the car into the 120 outlet, you know, I'll get another 10% overnight. And I'm not sure what plans we have tomorrow. We're pretty good at winging it, but let's just go ahead and save that. And let's see what the navigation suggests. See, so it wants us to, so this is really time management, okay? So let's talk about that really quickly. So I could stop in Holbrook, or I could skip that altogether, right? 5 minutes just to get there with 30%, get back to the charger with 23%. So this seems a little, it doesn't seem very intuitive actually. So technically speaking, I could skip this charger stop with the amount of charge that I have now, which is 42%. And I could just hit the supercharger on the way back, which is more than likely what I will probably do. And then as it says there, we'll spend about 23 minutes charging in order to show back up at 60%. So that's more likely what I'm likely to do. And as I mentioned, it's only about an hour away. And I understand the colored rocks are amazing. So we'll show you guys what that looks like when we get there. All right, peace.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Alright, it's pretty windy out here, so I'm going to keep this real short and sweet. But as you probably noticed from the dash view video, the car actually pulled into the supercharger and ooh, there's a Cybertruck right there. Anyways, the car pulled into the supercharger and parked itself. It just didn't do a very good job. Look at this. It's so in that other parking spot. That's terrible. It's terrible. So one, it's impressive that it parked itself, but two, it did a really poor job. So we're gonna wrap it up there. All right, you guys, check it out. I mean, it's still early enough in the day for a coffee. It's before noon, right? And coffee is just so fun on a road trip. But anyways, it looks like it's just the Cybertruck and the Model S hanging out in the supercharger in Holbrook, Arizona. So, man, I would drive one of those. I just don't know that I would buy one just yet. But I like the idea that Tesla just wanted to be different here. That's what I do admire is you know, let's build something different. So I like that. Here we are charging. We're gonna probably charge up to 80% and then headed to the Painted Desert and then determine if I need to actually stop here or not on the way back. So we'll check in with you over there. Peace. All right, we made it to the visitor center of the Petrified Forest and Painted Desert. Looks like there's a level 2 charger over there, charge point. I guess if you're gonna park here and hike and bike, that's a fantastic place to get a little extra juice. We charge at the supercharger, so we do not need to use it, and it's being used anyway, so we are all good. We're gonna go check in.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
All right, you guys, we're back at the supercharger in Holbrook. I really hope you guys liked what you saw over there at the Petrified Forest. It was fascinating. We were blown away by the scenery. I'm currently at 46% state of charge, and let me go ahead and show you that. We're at 46% there. And I'd like to go ahead and arrive back in Sholo with 60%. That way I can plug in, and then I'll get about 15 to 20% overnight charging out of the 120 plug in the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and set this for it to arrive at 60%, and I think we'll only have to sit here for about 20 minutes. And yeah, that's kind of where we are charging wise. Oh, also from here to the Petrified Forest was 20 miles, okay? And then from the end of the Petrified Forest back to the supercharger was another 20 miles, okay? So 20 miles in, 20 miles back, and then we actually drove 40 miles through the entire forest. We stopped at all the lookoff points, did a little bit of walking, and I'm kind of glad I decided to charge the car to 80% when we stopped initially, because I didn't realize we were going to actually do that much driving. So that worked out really, really well, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. So, but we are going to top off before we go back to Sholo, and we'll see you there. All right, you guys, just a quick check-in. We're back from the Holbrook supercharger. We're back at the cabin, and I just want to kind of show you where we are right now. So we are at 61%. Can you see that with the flash on? Okay. Yeah, we're at 61%, and gosh, by the time tomorrow morning comes around, we should actually be at 80%, because that is our charge limit. There we go. Yeah, charging is at for 80%. So I don't think I'm going to need to do any other type of charging for the rest of the time that we're in Show Low, unless for some reason we happen to leave town altogether. But that's probably not going to happen until Sunday when we head to LA. So quick check-in. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning, or good late morning, because I actually slept in a little bit this morning. I was pretty worn out from the Painted Desert yesterday. It was an all-day event. We did a lot of hiking and walking, and I was just pretty beat up from being in the sun, even though it was chilly and breezy. But I just wanted to come out and give you guys a charging update on the car. As I mentioned, it's a 120 volt, 12 amp plug-in, regular wall socket, and I've been getting about 10 to 15% out of that every 10 to 12 hours. And so we're just going to give you an update on the car in terms of the 60% that I plugged it in at late last night at about 7:30 p.m. And where we are now, which is about 11 a.m. Before I do, I just want to give you a fun fact. I'm in Show Low, Arizona, as you probably already know from watching the video up to this point. And Show Low is actually at about 6,300 feet, which is actually higher than Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City. That's at about 53 or 52, if I'm not mistaken. And then Pine Top, which is just next door to Show Low, is about a 20-minute drive in the other direction. That town is at about 7,000 feet. So we're pretty high in elevation up here. And I felt it. I did jujitsu. I went to a jujitsu class here in Show Low a couple nights ago, and I could really feel it when I was rolling around on the mat. So those guys beat me up pretty good. I spent most of my time just playing defense and conserving the oxygen and the energy to just be able to defend myself. And so, and those guys are monsters over there. So that gym is a great gym to train at if you ever make it into town and you're a jiu-jitsu guy. But in any case, enough of the yapping. Let's go ahead and check out the charging status inside the car. All right, you guys, so the instrument cluster's glass doesn't do very well with the reflection, so but I think you should be able to see this. As you can see, we're at 80%. 12 amps, 120 volts, and if we go into the charging page here, you can see that at the current location, it's 12 amp. Oh my God, the screen is terrible. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, that's better. Anyways, I had the car set to charging at 80%. And it just finished up actually charging to 80 about, gosh, an hour ago. So I think that the charging completed at about 10 a.m. So from 7:30 p.m. all the way to about 10 a.m. It got the car from 60% to 80% on a standard wall outlet. So if you're on vacation and you don't have to do too much driving, you can absolutely get away with a level 1 12 amp basic plug-in the same way you charge your phone or any other appliance in the house. But we do plan to do some hiking today and tomorrow, so there's not going to be a lot of driving there. But we'll be all charged up to 80% and ready to hit the road to Los Angeles on first thing Sunday morning. So we'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, you guys, it looks like we're going to go for a little hike today. Weather's nice. It's not as windy as it was yesterday. So despite it being only about 58 degrees, we're looking forward to just getting out there and doing a little walking. It's not really what I would consider a hike in terms of like difficulty. It's a little bit more of a walk, but we're going to go walk around a lake, and it should be about 3 miles round trip. And so if there's something nice and sightly to see, we'll make sure to show you. We'll see you there. Peace. All right, and as you can see by the navigation data here, it's only about 3.2 miles away. It's only going to take us about 1% worth of energy, and it's only a 10-minute drive, but that's kind of what the lake looks like from bird's eye view. So hopefully there's some cool sights to see there, and if there is, we'll show it to you. All right, peace.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
All right, you guys, we're just wrapping up our hike at the lake. I hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I'm probably not going to show you any car data just because it's literally a hop and a skip. It's like 1% to get back to the cabin. So anyways, we hope you enjoyed the footage, and we'll see you soon. We're about to plug in. We went to the lake, we went to the grocery store, now we're back at the cabin. We burned a total of 4%. I'll plug the car in, we'll get that 4% back. We'll be at 80% tomorrow morning for our, we're gonna go to jiu-jitsu, and then we'll probably do another hike, and then that'll be it for Show Low. So we'll see you in the morning. Peace. All right, you guys, today's my last day in Show Low, or our last day in Show Low, as I should say, because my wife is here with me on this trip. And I'm starting off the day with a little bit of jiu-jitsu. I'm headed over to White Mountain BJJ to get my butt kicked, basically, because these guys are pretty tough. But it's a great way to kind of start the day and start the last day in Show Low. And then after that, we're gonna go on an afternoon hike, and then we'll spend the evening packing bag up and loading the car up so we can head to Los Angeles. So if I get a chance to capture some jiu-jitsu footage, I'll do that for sure. And other than that, yeah, this is kind of gonna bring our trip to an end here in Show Low, but we have a few more days to spend in LA. We're gonna listen, I'm getting camera arms put on my car, and I'm gonna go to my first ever Laker game in Los Angeles, so I'm super pumped about that. But anyways, I just thought I'd check in with you guys and let you know where we are trip-wise, and I'll check in with you when I get another chance. All right, peace.